Hello and welcome to Chiodini's Kitchen. I can't believe it took us this long to come up with a name for these videos. Thank you very much to user Cerberus Lives for suggesting that title, because now we finally have a name for all these cooking videos made inside my tiny, crappy kitchen. This week's recipe is another one you can find in the actual game. It comes to us from The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine from the region of Toussaint, because we're going to be making etoile blanche pasta, which, to be honest, sounds delicious. I'm really looking forward to making this one, although hopefully it's not like the Witcher potions, i.e. deadly to anyone who hasn't undergone the Witcher mutations, because if that's the case, this will be my last ever video, because I'll be dead. So this recipe for etoile blanche pasta, which again you can find in The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, was written by Ramses Gorthon Ramsey. Anyway, it calls for 1 hearty scoop of thick yoghurt, a handful of chanterelles, that's a type of mushroom which I couldn't find, so I've gone for oyster mushrooms, 1 glass of red wine, semi-dry, 1 turkey breast, tagliatelle pasta to taste, 6 cherry tomatoes, 1 bunch of arugula, which you may know as rocket, 1 Zeracanian bouquet garni, which we'll come back to in a second, some olive oil, a small bowl of ricotta cheese, salt and pepper, and 2 cloves of garlic. Now, what is bouquet garni? Well, bouquet garni typically is parsley, thyme, and bay leaf tied up into a nice little, wait for it, bouquet. The only problem with mine is that my thyme is dried and therefore in tiny little bits, so I'm not going to be tying it into a bunch. But nonetheless, step 1 is to make a marinade with the turkey breast, for the turkey breast rather, out of the yoghurt, the bouquet, and the crushed garlic. So let's get on with that. Hearty scoop of yoghurt. It's hearty enough. Into that, we're going to add parsley, crushed garlic, bay leaf, and some thyme. Alright, now we take 1 turkey breast. This has been cut up into little mini fillets, and we are going to rub that in salt and then add it to the marinade. Right, so that's our turkey in the marinade, and according to the recipe we should leave that in a cool place, I suggest the fridge, for 2 hours. So, side quests? Right, so that's 2 hours of witching over and done with, and the next step, before we get back to our turkey, is to take a handful of these mushrooms and boil them until soft. But as the recipe says, don't make a jam out of them. Remember, al dente, you fool. This Gorthon Ramsey really isn't a very nice man. Alright, so the mushrooms have been cooked off and taken out the water, so now it's time to cook the pasta. Now with tagliatelle, typically speaking, I use 2 of these nests per person. Now this recipe calls for an entire turkey breast, which I reckon should feed 2, with all of the pasta going in there, so we're going to use 4 of these nests in total. And just cook them up now. Right, now with the pasta cooked and drained, we are going to turn back to our turkey and start frying it up in a pan with some olive oil. Now, because we are cooking with poultry here, and because I don't want to kill anyone, I'm just going to reiterate it is super important you make sure the meat cooks all the way through. If I'm teaching you anything at all in this video, that truly is the most important lesson. Lesson?
Lesson. He's dangerous.
Which a joke. Okay, so once that's nicely cooked through, the next step is to take the glass of wine, or in this case miniature bottle of wine, and add that into the pan. Let's add about, say, that much. Right, so while that's finishing simmering off, you remember those mushrooms we talked about a minute ago and so lovingly boiled up? Well, the recipe doesn't actually mention them again, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a bit of a guess, and I'm going to throw them into the pan maybe a minute and a half before I chuck the pasta in, so they can absorb some of that delicious turkey flavour. Let's just hope that's right. See there how that's very nearly finished cooking off, so we're just going to add the mushrooms in and give them a quick stir. Okay, now the recipe says to add in the pasta and let that fry up for a little bit as well. Nearly there now. Our next step is to halve our 6 cherry tomatoes. 4, 5, 6. That's a rogue 7th. And those go in the pan as well. Okay, final steps now. We're going to kill the heat under the pasta, move it onto a different hob so it can stop cooking. Then we add 2 tablespoons of ricotta and stir that in. 1, 2. So, really it's not the most healthy of recipes, this, even though turkey's a nice lean meat. But hey, witches need a lot of energy or something. Alright, so that's it done. The very final step is to plate it up and then decorate it with some of the arugula, or rocket. And there you have it, etoile blanche from The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. Let's see how it tastes. I'm not really sure about how long we had to cook the pasta after we added it to the pan, but well, the proof is in the eating, I guess. Right then, etoile blanche. I've tried to get a little bit of everything on my fork, which means it's frankly a disgustingly large mouthful, but let's just see how it goes. It's not bad. It's not the taste sensation I was hoping for, to be honest. When I went into cooking this, I was really excited. I thought it was going to be absolutely brilliant. I like the yogurty marinade on the turkey, but the rest of the ingredients don't add that much to the mix, to be honest. It's still like a tasty, creamy, slightly cheesy pasta, but you know, it's pretty good. Alright, so that was etoile blanche pasta from The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me make it, even if I didn't enjoy eating it as much as I thought I would. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and if you have any suggestions for recipes you'd like us to tackle in the future, please do keep those suggestions coming in. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having quite a lot of fun making these, and I'd quite like to keep at it. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.